made it to Hermosa Beach, and this is the pier where I grew up. I haven't been here for 60 years. So we'll be heading north to try and find the house that I lived in.
I'm at California at one of the beaches, and it's a very nice weather today, and I feel like it's kind of summer because like in Washington it's always like snowing and raining these days, but now that I got here I'm starting to sweat because it's just too hot. Oh my gosh. And I really like how the sun shines on the ocean. It just makes it so beautiful and nice. That'd be so cool. Oh my gosh. I want to go surfing one day.
Surfer for a boyfriend?
Yeah.
Oh. We were at Hermosa Beach, now we're on Manhattan Beach.
Exactly. We are Manhattan Beach here, sitting down for lunch. We walked the Hermosa Beach strand where I lived when I was maybe 7 years old. Yeah, what to say?
Yeah, so I was just asking, what is the standout of this trip? Any houses that stood out to you?
Well, if we find the house, that'll be the standout for the first 3 hours of the trip. So my brother Wally suggested 238 The Strand, and so after lunch we'll go down there. All right, so this is 238 The Strand on Hermosa Beach. This is Wally's best guess as to where we might have lived in the early 1960s. We'll see if we can confirm that with Mom when we get back. This wouldn't be a bad place to live, huh?
Is this the one you think is the house?
It's the one I thought was the house when we were there, but then I found out afterwards it's not the house.
Well,
But it looks a lot like it, doesn't it?
well, like the wall and the open space on the side. It could be it, but it.
But it wasn't. I took a picture. There's a street sign. That's on 3rd Avenue or Street, 3rd Street. But then I got home and I looked at some old photos, and the actual house was on 19th. So the house number was 18 something rather than 328.
Well, let's just get to the picture of the house.
Yeah. What do you remember about the house?
I remember the inside, and you look. The dining room was back, and the living room was in front. You could look out and see the ocean from the dining and the living room, and off to the left was the kitchen and the dishwasher. Stairs upstairs.
At the right address is a new house that replaced the one we lived in. But we walked to school from there?
Huh?
We walked to school from that house?
Oh yeah, but you walked across two main drives, two main streets to get to the school. Wally got lost at the school playground, and Lee was a little upset. And he came back down with the police. And Wally was 5 years old, and he couldn't find you, so he walked down and saw the ocean, and while the police was there, he showed up. And he crossed two main, well, you know what?
Yeah, busy streets.
Two busy streets.
Yeah.
Without the without the school guards to cross with it.
So he figured if he could get to the ocean, he could get home.
That's right.
Yeah.
But he was 5 years old.
And do you remember when we moved there? Wally thought maybe real early 1965, and then we left by summer 1965? Or did we arrive in 1964 and we were there for a whole school year?
We were there for the whole year. We were there quite a while.
Okay, so it's either 1964 into 65 or 1965 into 1966. Okay, I'll figure it out.
You figure it out because dates and so forth don't stick to my brain.
Okay, I'll sort it out. Anything else you want to say about the house? I don't know if this will work, but
Well, I don't have except that I really liked the house, and it was great living on the beach.
yeah. Well, it's the new house is selling for about $10 million.
That's what you said. Hey, I realized it was expensive property when we lived there, and unless Westinghouse or Boeing was paying the tab on the apartment, we wouldn't be living there at that time. But it was completely furnished. We wouldn't be living there because it was a short-term assignment. I don't even remember if Lee was working for Westinghouse or Boeing.
Westinghouse.
Westinghouse, because he was working at Boeing at the time.